And we actually met the Fredricksons last mindset retreat, or I did. And Chris had actually been in touch with Fabienne before that and had gone to one of your tour stops in New York City.
Maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think
And I remember you didn't come.
Yeah, I didn't come, right.
And I was like, what? You were
Yeah.
perfect for it.
Yeah, so we didn't come. Something came up, but I ended up doing the thing, like, getting the packet or whatever. And we came to, and I decided I'm going to Mindset, the next year. So we're doing it. And then Amanda, who was like just
total workaholic,
like down in the
couldn't get
trenches,
away from my business, like would answer
30
my
hours
phone
a day,
at midnight if it rang from a client in LA, and I was proud of it. I was proud to be available to my clients 24/7. I really was. I'm no longer like that, but I was proud. And I said, well, I can't go away because I'm working. I'm really important, and I'm working. And my clients need me, and my business cannot run for 3 days without me. Trust me. And, maybe you can go for 3 days, but I can't. And he was like, all right, peace. And I got so jealous that he was able to go away for 3 days that I figured it out, and I came with him, but out of jealousy. And he didn't tell me anything about you. I knew nothing. And so I, show up and have this.
So like literally, like outside of our wedding, this was the longest time she'd spent out of her office, for, I don't know.
For Mindset.
Yeah, for 2 years.
Probably longer here than for our wedding.
Yeah. So you came to Mindset. You had a good time. You decided to join the leverage track.
Well, yeah, but coming here was a total, like, just
total
mind blow, just absolute game changer. I had my own company, and that's why I came here, and I was really frustrated with it and was looking for something, bigger, better, and different. And just being here, I was a clown, actually. I owned a clown company, and I've been in the circus and toured around the world.
Yeah, you remember him.
So anyway, I was, and so I was like, I'm done with this. I've done everything a clown can do, and I'm really frustrated. I'm severely overeducated, and I was like, I can't do this. And so I was like really, really frustrated. And sitting here, for those days, it was like all of the things that I loved about being a performer and about being a clown, all that sort of like connected to the audience, the spirituality of it, the magic of it. It just totally reframed all that stuff into, wait a second, I'm not a clown, I'm an entrepreneur. I mean, I can take, I can take all of these things that I love about this one thing and apply them to anything. And it was this total, just like mind opener. It was unbelievable. And so we're eating at one of the,
So I was really inspired that the two of you work together, and that was totally crazy for me and intense. And there were a couple of other couples. I think you guys were here last. I remember you guys coming up to the mic a couple of times, and then you talked about the rule of 3.
Yes.
And 3 people came up to us and said, "Oh, do you guys work together? That's so great." And
I was like, no, I'm a fucking clown. Why would I work in an office? I'm a clown. They're just words. Some of them have energy, some of them don't.
So it was the rule of 3. 3 couples came over to us and asked if we were working together, and then we went out to dinner, and I proposed the question: would you come work with me as our creative director because you're a creative genius?
And I said, you know what? That just might be what I need right now.
And I almost choked to death on my food. So literally, like a couple of days later, he started in the office. Like, we got back to New York City. He wrapped up a couple of clown
I had some
parties.
clown stuff I had to wrap up.
What is it about being in the leverage track, the meetings, the curriculum, the calls with me and Derek on a weekly basis? Just the community?
Everything is really supportive. Like, I know it sounds crazy because they're over there and I'm over here, and we meet every 3 months in a small group where everyone comes together and is going through their accomplishments and what they need to work on. And I've made such amazing relationships with people in the leverage track. I've had people to my office doing training intensives for my staff. I have another one scheduled for October 25th. And I've been able to help. I created a logo for someone who I think is in this room. I'm not sure if she's here right now. But also having the ability to have a phone call with you every week and ask, it's literally like, okay, what's everyone's questions? And they go down the list of everyone who's on the call and they say, okay, Amanda, what's your question today? And I can ask any question I want. And you know, there was a really great question because I was struggling with my competition. And so basically in New York City, there's 4 advertising agencies for Broadway, and I'm one of them. But I'm the smallest. Thank you. But I'm the smallest. And so I said to Fabienne on a phone call, I said, you know, I'm really getting stuck because I'm feeling, I don't know how to stand out in the competition. And Fabienne told me about a book to read called The Blue Ocean Strategy. And she said to me, listen, Amanda, it's not about you competing in the marketplace. It's that you have unique, different value that you can offer your clients. And what if you shifted your perspective and instead of trying to compete against these companies that are making $30 million and have 150 employees, and you start saying, what's our point of difference? Like, how can we connect with the clients, with the marketplace? What do we offer that's different than those other agencies? And it completely changed us. And now we have a system for how we're different. And we've actually had massive growth since that phone call, which was just a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
We have huge clients that I was dreaming about having. These massive clients who have worked with our competition, all of the other 3 agencies, each of these individuals have told us how we are completely different than any of the other agencies that they've worked with, and what a breath of fresh air it is, and it's all because of that comment.
Yeah, like literally.
So thank you.